I think you brought up a good point, is what happens to the human body or to your body as a result of the sleep apnea, which is cutting off the oxygen at night. Let me start by saying something simple, that it will take 5 doctors and 10 years to diagnose sleep apnea on somebody. How? For example, which doesn't apply really on Johnny, that Johnny came in with insomnia, which is inability to fall asleep.
Johnny's a whole different story.
Yours is a totally different story.
I'm not even joking with you. I came in, I couldn't fall asleep. I wouldn't fall asleep to 5, 6, sometimes 7 o'clock in the morning if I didn't have to work the next day.
And I was number?
You?
Number, doctors-wise.
Oh,
I was number 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, you were like the 4th doctor.
Okay, so you were 1 short.
Well, actually, his remedy actually helped me sleep. I'm actually sleeping now and starting to live a normal life again.
But still, I see you grabbing on coffee.
It's not normal.
Yeah, well, I still drink a lot of coffee, but yeah, whatever could be normal in my life. But I sleep, thank God.
Luckily.
And thank you to the doc over here.
So it's the fact of the patient developing those diseases or symptoms that are masqueraded by, or sleep apnea masquerading these diseases. So if I were to go to my internist and tell him, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I'm weak, I have no energy, my sex drive is down, my memory is shot, my concentration is not good, I'll get the diagnosis of depression and I'll be put on antidepressant. I've seen females your age or even younger on 2, 3 antidepressant, and what they have is untreated sleep apnea. High blood pressure issues, heart disease, strokes, all of these have been strongly linked, caused or not, chicken and egg effect here, by sleep apnea shutting off the oxygen at night.
Why aren't, I mean, doctors, why aren't they diagnosing this? Why aren't they asking this key question? How are you sleeping? Before they get into all the other depression and...
Yeah, I think it's a boo-boo from both sides here. To be fair, the first part is the boo-boo from the patient. How? If I'm the good white coat doctor, and I would ask you, are you sleeping well? Do you snore while you're sleeping? Do you toss and turn in bed? If I don't have your bed partner with you, you might answer me with no, 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 no.
No, you're totally right.
So the box is closed in cases. When Johnny came to my office, I need to have somebody to give me that piece of information. Why? Because you're sleeping. You're not aware of what else is going on with me.
It's a two-way street. You got to communicate with me. I got to communicate with you. That's the way you're going to solve the problem.
Correct. So that's the first reason of why you are not diagnosing those 90% of the cases that remain undiagnosed out there on the street. 90% remain undiagnosed. It's because I don't have the bed partner most of the time if I were to do my job and ask the question. The second boo-boo is that if I do not even open the question, so case is closed. Don't ask, don't tell. I will treat your depression. I will treat your sex drive problem. I will treat your blood pressure problem. I will treat your whatever, your migraine headache.
Problems, right? People get up to use the restroom all the time.
Exactly. I will treat them. I've had people, I've had U.S. Marines coming back. U.S. Marines, 6 foot, very well built. They're coming in because of impotent from a blood pressure medicine, and the blood pressure is not coming down, and they're on 4 blood pressure medicine. And all they have is sleep apnea. And that blood pressure will never come down if you don't treat the sleep apnea.
But what if the person doesn't have a partner?
I get those cases, and interestingly, you don't have the history, and the history is so sketchy, and the patient would be honest. I really don't know, doc. Maybe I snore. Who knows?
And from
Nobody tells me.
If they didn't have a partner, would you suggest going to a sleep clinic? Like you have a few sleep
clinics.
Right,
I have a sleep center, and that's what we do. One of your camera gentlemen here may ask me a great question. What is it exactly, the sleep study? What do you do?
I was there.
That's right. Oh, I'll let Johnny tell that. That's
you didn't tell me he was there?
No, I would rather have him, seriously.
I mean,
do you have any idea the torture I would have put you through?
I think I should talk. It's only my show.
He still have his hair, but he'd be better off explaining it.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of weird. I just went with it. They hooked me up like I was like a robot.
People get scared about hook me up. What do you mean hooked me up to what? They wired me up.
Yeah, there was about 20 wires hooked up to me, maybe more, right?
You're absolutely right, 19.
Well, something like that, yeah. They were on my feet, my arms, my head, my chest.
Pressure points.
My butt, a little everywhere.
Pressure points?
No, these are recording wires for brain waves, heart, oxygen, leg movements, exactly what you described. We're picking up movements on all these different parts of the body. In particular, the brain waves that tells me, where are you sleeping? Are you in deep sleep? Are you in your REM sleep? Are you awake?
Right.
Yeah, but anyway, it was, I only fell asleep maybe 10 minutes at a time. I was up all night. I actually got frustrated. I left at about 5:30 in the morning. And
from the sleep center?
Yeah. Well,
You didn't even follow through? That's why we don't know what's wrong with you.
I was getting anxiety. It was very uncomfortable. You know, you couldn't sleep on your side.
Oh, there's restrictions?
And I was there since like 7 o'clock at night. So
Yeah,
I wasn't falling asleep. So you
that's
pretty
why
much
you
know
get
what
with
you
the
had to do.
insomnia patient, because that's the problem to begin with, that they don't fall asleep. Now you take the insomnia patient, which have difficulty, and you start wiring them up. They get anxious, they get hyper, they get high adrenaline. The sleep apnea patient is different.
Because they're already sleeping.
Yeah, you put them anywhere, in a closet, in the backyard, they will fall asleep anywhere.
Exactly.
So you wire them up, you don't wire them, they'll fall asleep.
You know, I have a question. What is that disease called when someone is sitting there like they're talking to you and then all of a sudden they just fall asleep? What is that about?
Yeah, that's narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy.
And that's more common in young females, you know, adolescence age.
Okay.
And
what is that about?
What does that mean,
interestingly, you'll believe it or not, all the studies done on narcolepsy are done on dogs.
Dogs.
Dogs. They're classic. You'll see the dog going like this, and the dog will lose control for a second. Nobody believes that, but studies were done on dogs. And what it is actually in part of your brain. Yeah. There is two, you could simply say, two chemicals or hormones come out that is keeping all of us awake here. In narcolepsy, that hormone comes out, but it cannot do its function. So you're always sleepy. Anyway, you'll be talking and you lose it, you fall asleep. You'll be on the phone, you lose it, you fall asleep. You start laughing, you could lose it and fall asleep.
They sell that over the counter now, GNC, that supplement that you're talking about, to help keep you awake. What is that called?
The drugs really that are used for that is Provigil, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people would hear about. It's a stimulant to the brain.
But what is the chemical in the body that drops?
Orexin. It's called orexin.
Yeah, I know, but there was another, it was like an over-the-counter at GNC that was replacing that.
Yeah, there's a lot of over-the-counter medication that are used for sleep and all that. And as I said at the beginning, really, like, you know, you take Johnny, for example, I keep using him as an example. He has the insomnia, which is totally different than sleep apnea. So you really want to give the time to the patient, whether you're a 2-year-old through the mother or a 9-year-old, you got to let the patient give you the story, the feedback to decide what is the problem so I could attack it properly, not just to pull the prescription and write for the Ambien.
Right, and write it off.
And as you said it earlier before the program, you said, oh, people sleepwalk with Ambien, they could commit suicide.
Right.
These are all studied, and it's true. You know, FDA puts warning on that.
Let me ask you this question about the sleepwalking.
I didn't give you Ambien.
No, well, you gave me the Ambien, but it didn't work.
Not for you.
Johnny needs something stronger
than that. Had to take the whole bottle.
Yeah.
But what is this sleepwalking disorder that people have an eating problem with that you were talking about last time I had a discussion with you?
Right. The sleepwalking is normal in children all the way up to the age of maybe even 12 or 13. And we don't treat it, we leave it alone. The child will wake up, and as they are actually, sleeping, they're still sleeping, they're walking. They may go to the fridge, they may do whatever and come back to their sleep. As long as it's not injurious, that they're not injuring themselves, and you make the environment safe for them, we don't treat it because it will go away.
Right.
Sleep eating is different.
Well, thank you very much for being on the show. Very informative. And you have sleep centers, and we're going to post that on the show, right, John?
What's your MySpace? We're going to put it up on the screen.
Thank you. And I really thank both of you for giving me a great opportunity today to be able to tell the public and what's out there and what they could do.
Now, what is your MySpace for the viewing audience? What is it?
You have a website?
Yes, I have a website that actually tells a lot about what I talked about, the different sleep disorders, how to screen for it, and so on.
Right. Tell us what the website is.
The website is www.neism.com, and that stands for Northeast Insomnia and Sleep Medicine.
Great.
So www.neism.com.
Awesome.
Well, Dr. Fadil,
thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for taking time out.
It was really nice to meet you. Thank you very, very much.
Dr. Fadil, everybody.
Go get your sleeping checked out.
Right.
Wow.
Dr. Fadil, right?
Dr. Fadil. I wish I would have known that he was your friend.
He's a good guy. When I first met him and I went to the office, I was laughing. He's like, "What are you laughing about?" I go, "'Cause you're funny."
He's funny. I haven't slept in 3 weeks. Literally. I need to speak to him at the end of the show.
You definitely do.
I am going to.